just a really, beautiful soul, beautiful dude. And like, I have memories of just messing around with him in high school, plentiful. And he was always just letting us sort of feel a little rough on him, letting us roughhouse with him, have fun with him. He got to roughhouse with us. And yeah, just a soul gone too early. There's more than one out of our group of friends that have gone too early. I sent a picture of Pete to Pete when he asked for some pictures where 3 of the 8 people are no longer with us. So, we're hitting a point where we got to take care of ourselves. But to George's mom, Adele, to Ethan, to Christos, to Pete, we love you. George, we love you. Stay strong, y'all. And yeah, Jake, what you got?
Yeah. So George was, the whole Maganis family have been very close to me and just very generous and very, a big part of my life. For me, it's been as an adult, I think more so than the rest of everyone, because people knew George when he was a kid. When I didn't know Pete until I was maybe 14, and then I just hit it off with him a ton, and that became one of my closest friends of all time. And he still is, and he's just one of my boys. And George became that too. And I lived with George for, I don't know, how long was it? Maybe close to a year. And this was when he still had a lot of light in him. He was still a good time. And we cracked each other up. He was such a nice guy. Had such a honest, like, caring heart. And it developed into his, he had some downfalls that kind of took him down. It never took away his heart, never took away his soul. He was always just he was always that same guy inside, even though his physical appearance kind of, disintegrated in a way and went away. And he was embarrassed about it. And this was all talked about. I went to his service last night. I went to the service today. There was the burial. There's everything. And kudos to the Greek church to just really get you to have a catharsis, like to get it out of your system. There's ups and downs during these last 2 days of like just laughing, cutting up with the homies, and then all of a sudden you want to cry. And then all of a sudden you just think about life and mortality and finality. And it's just all over the place. The emotions are still there and all over the place, but it was amazing to see so many people we haven't seen in years. And even out of our own friend group, as we have kids and wives, it was cool to just see the homies that we don't see enough. You two I see all the time here, but not necessarily in person as much as we should. So I'm thankful for that. And I'm wearing this because when I lived with George, it was about 2010. We watched the 09 and 2010. We watched the World Cup religiously. He was a huge soccer guy. The whole Maganis family, huge soccer people. So I'm wearing Real Madrid. We were both into Cristiano, and we'd wake up early to watch, World Cup games, Real Madrid games. And so, he got me really into being a diehard soccer fan. And I just fell in love with Cristiano probably because of George. And once he left Real Madrid, I haven't been much of a Real Madrid fan. But this is to you, George, this fit right here. And Christos made, like, his first comment was like, I remember when you and George lived together, it was just soccer. And it was a good time, man. And George, one of the most positive people I ever met, and goodbye, man. I love you. And it was great seeing everyone who could attend today. And that about sums it up.
And I would say for the most part, there's no easy transition, no way to really not make it awkward, but knowing Georgie the way that he is, and if you do believe in the afterlife and the whole shining down or whatever, that nothing's really gone, I struggle with that with my own dad or whatever, but I know this, George would want us to have fun and talk shit and talk about sports and remember him fondly and try to enjoy ourselves the most. He wouldn't want us mourning a ton.